A lot of times when a perpetrator is fleeing the scene, they may be geared up and gloved up and masked up when they're at the location, but once they flee the location, they may start to discard things out the window of the vehicle, such as rubber gloves. And those are the kind of things that law enforcement is probably looking for are on the side of the road.
And the recovery of a black glove could be a key piece of evidence in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Right now, investigators have just set up a tent on the front door of Nancy's home. Jason Pack is a former FBI agent and hostage negotiator. First on the glove, the significance?
Well, Dana, it's hard to say. If it is significant, then you saw the evidence response team from the Phoenix division recover that yesterday. They've already sent that off. They're testing it. And what that'll actually allow them to do is start a new canvas point. So now, at that mile and a half away where these gloves were found, they're going to start a whole new investigation of digital canvas, video canvas. They're going to go door to door and look and see if there are any other data points that they can discover to kind of help put some context with these gloves.
How would they be able, based on your experience, would they be able to tell if what they can see in the video matches that glove?
I think that's a little hard to do because they're so common. These natural gloves are pretty common around there. There may be ways to do it if they're able to, the forensic unit is able to zoom in and see if there are any exclusive marks or something like that that they could match to those gloves if it had a tear or some kind of puncture that we can't see. If they have better video than they've released, we just don't know, but it's possible, but it can be difficult.
We also don't have a lot of information about why this tent just went up in the last couple of hours. It was right out front of her door. This is the 12th day of the investigation. What might be happening?
Well, in every investigation, when you get either a tip or you get a return from the search warrant, this CAST team, the cellular analysis team that looks at the phone and digital data, there are micro dots that they can plot if any devices that have come through there. So that's probably why you also saw Alicia Acuna reported last hour about the agents out there at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. This is a 24/7 op. So there may be pieces of digital data that's leading them to go look for these particular items. Maybe it's something they dropped. Maybe it's something that pinged, but they are using intelligence to drive their investigations on these things.
I want to put up for everybody here the timeline of this investigation, starting with Nancy Guthrie going missing on Saturday, January 31st at 9:48 p.m. where she was dropped off, and then somewhere between then and the next day at noon is when her friends, who she was going to gather with to watch a church service, said there might be something going on here. Where is she? You have told our producers that you believe this timeline is the backbone of the entire investigation. Can you explain?
Yes, Dana. Most of these cases are solved through that timeline. And when you put up a timeline, you're able to put a definite piece of information up. And you go back and you, against that timeline, you compare what people are telling you. You compare their alibis. You put the digital evidence, you put the forensic evidence on this timeline, and you're able to prove what people say. So you'll get a statement from someone that you interview saying, yes, I was here, no, I was not here. Then you get their information from their device. You see if they were telling you the truth or not, and you plot that. So when you go back to the timeline, the FBI works on 100%. So when you go back to that timeline and you say, hey, the software detects a person on the camera at February 1st, how do you know that? Well, I have a piece of forensic evidence that proves that. So you're able to prove everything on that timeline. Another important point about this timeline, this is the public timeline that we know about. There's probably a more comprehensive timeline in the FBI's command post there at the Tucson resident agency that they have that we don't. So hopefully that's what we're seeing as a result of that investigative timeline that we don't know. That's why we're seeing this activity in the field today.
And then you might be able to also have a third level of the timeline as you have the digital forensics that come in and you can plot those points?
Yes, exactly. So you'll get a return from a search warrant or a court order or whatever the process they use to get this information. It'll have a timestamp on it. You have to adjust it for the time where you are and make sure the machines were set to the correct time to begin with. So it's highly technical, but doing that, you're able to put that piece of definite information on that timeline and then compare it to what people are telling you in the interviews. So it's a great way to compare and contrast what people are saying and to verify the veracity of their statements.
Last question, would you expect if there is a ransom to be paid or if there is a way to find out if she is proving some signs of life, would we get that today in the 12th day of the investigation?
Well, I think that's the key piece of information that people are hoping to get, particularly if the kidnappers have her. They've not been able to prove that. So that's an avenue that they haven't forgotten, but they're also concentrating on the actual piece of evidence that they do have, which is this photograph, these videos of the person that actually came to the house. So I think that is the key piece of information which investigators and agents are acting upon right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.